Hello and welcome to School Matters. Thank you for joining us. Our program today begins a special series where we're talking to baseball and softball coaches from our local high schools. To kick things off with the first program, we have Adam McFarland, who is the baseball coach at Crest High School, and we have Greg Earl, who is the softball coach at Crest High School. Welcome to you both, gentlemen. Thank you for being here. This is a first, right?
Yes.
First, yes,
So
ma'am.
we appreciate you taking time out of your schedules to join us today. If you don't mind, we'll start out having you both answer this first question. Tell us a little bit about your background and your experience, if you will, just to kind of give our viewers an introduction.
Okay.
You want to start, Greg?
Yeah, sure, I'll start.
Okay.
So I started off coaching JV baseball at Burns High School, and I coached there for about 6 years, taught there, and then the job came open for the head softball coach at Crest, and so in 2001 I went to Crest and been there ever since.
Okay. And you teach
Teach math.
Okay, great. And you, Adam?
I also teach math.
Okay.
And I also started at Burns High School. I actually started the opposite direction. I did a couple years of softball. I came out of college, played baseball, and they said, hey, you want to help with softball? So I did it for a couple years. And then the Crest Middle School baseball job came open, did it for about 4 or 5 years, and then helped Coach Hodge for a few, and then took over this. So probably 13 or 14 years in total, something like that. But
Okay, all right, wonderful. Talk about your overall coaching philosophy. You want to start with that, Greg?
Well, I think it's important for the athletes to have fun and also learn not just about the sport, but also life experiences. So I try to come into it and teach them things that apply to more in life than just the sport. I think it's big that you prepare them the best you can before the game, because once the game starts, it's in their hands. So I try to give them as much information about what they can expect and what we're going to do, and kind of go with the game plan from there. And I try to do that every game so we can be competitive.
Okay, good. What about you, Adam?
yeah, and I mean, echoing a lot of what Coach Earl said, but just, I believe in accountability. We have to keep kids accountable, but also understand, kids are evolving all the time, so you kind of have to adapt to that. The coaches I coached under and played under, I have a different philosophy than them. We still hold kids to a standard, but again, have to adapt some, but preparing them for the real world and those type things are very important. But we go after it hard, we practice hard, we try to practice harder than the games, because I do think that ends up making the games easier for them, and they can slow it down and get ready to play. But.
Okay. Well, for the next question, we'll start with you,
Okay.
Adam.
That might be better.
Let you go first
That's
this
right.
time. Talk about your upcoming season. You're getting ready now for your spring 2026 season, so give us some highlights of what you're expecting.
I think we got a good group back. We lost some key pieces, but some guys that have varsity experience that are going to be a big part of what we're doing, and some young guys that are going to step into some roles that we lost. But I mean, I have a positive outlook for the year, but I mean, you never know. It's high school baseball. Somebody gets hurt, somebody gets in trouble, whatever. There's a lot of things that can happen, but I go into the year expecting to compete, and as long as they'll do that, then whatever happens after that, I'm okay with.
Do you want to shout out some of your team leaders? Are you expecting to take on a
Listen,
leadership
if I do
role?
that, then I don't say somebody, then I'm going to be in trouble. But no, we've got several seniors that have played for now going into their third year. That's Landry Olmstead, Eli Black, Jackson Swinson. Those guys have all, Caleb Costner, they've been playing for several years now. So, they're kind of transitioning into more of that extension of me role where I don't have to teach as much to them. They better know it. They've done it for a while now. So, I think those guys and some other seniors in that group, and then, like I said, some young guys that are going to step into some roles too. But definitely excited for the year, excited to get going. Hopefully we can get some weather cleared out and get some practice time and those type things. But definitely ready to get going with them.
Good. Greg, what about you? What about your upcoming season?
Well, we've got a core group returning. I've got 5 seniors coming back. Madison Crocker, Sage McCurry, Maggie Webb, Maddie Bowen. and of course you put me here on the spot. Let me say, I'm missing one, and Hayden Lell.
Okay.
And so they're coming back. 3 of them have been starting ever since their freshman year. The other one stepped in their sophomore year, so they have a lot of experience. We did lose a key part last year in our pitching and catching. They've been playing for me for 4 years starting, but we've got some young people who's going to step in. I think last year we had three freshmen that started for us, and a 4th one that stepped in when we had an injury in the playoffs. And so they've got a lot of experience, so looking forward to this year.
Okay. So Adam, I'll come back to you again,
Okay.
let you start off again. What are some specific ways you foster that positive team culture?
We talked about this question before we came because I was not sure exactly how to answer it. I mean, obviously that's an important part of it. The coach I played under, Coach Hodge, who just retired not long ago, I mean, that probably wasn't what we would have been talking about if we were talking about stuff with him. But, I do think it's important. You got to hold kids accountable, but you got to also remind them that they're loved and cared about. And I think that's something that we try to do. We're going to get on to them when it's needed, but we also are going to remind them and try to build them back up in those situations where we have to do that. So I think that's a big part of coaching and, building relationships with the kids and growing from, the mistakes we all make. I make mistakes, they make mistakes, we've got to grow from it, and I think that's something we try to build into what we do.
Okay. Greg, positive team culture.
Well, I try to treat it as a family. We do have some situations, and we'll deal with them. But other times we try to have fun. I try to make it a safe place. I've got some great assistant coaches that really help out with what we're doing, and different. Every one of us brings something different to the table, and so it really feels more like a family. And we try to get them to trust us and to buy into the program.
Okay. What about community service? Either of you?
Yeah, we do a Pamela's Closet,
Yeah.
which is the prom dress. We go and
Yeah.
we help get everything set up for them. We've done that for a couple years. We have a teacher appreciation day where they pick their teacher that's made an impact on them. They come out, they take infield with us. That's always fun. And we do a Future Chargers, and we do the same thing. Kids come out, they get to take infield beside of them, line up for national anthem, run out on the field. So we try to give back to the community as much as we can.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, some similar things. We had, Bowling Springs Little League asked us to come through and kind of not run a camp, but run like a day for them with their kids, and we did that. Our kids had a lot of fun with it, and that actually ended up evolving into this past summer. We started a youth camp that we did that our guys had a lot of fun with. I mean, obviously raise a little bit of money, but get a lot of kids involved in the program. And, again, I think it's fun to watch your student athletes interact in a different way than how you normally see them, which that is something. I mean, we watch them interact with kids, and you get to see a different side of them, and that's pretty cool. And, we do some of the other stuff, like we copied from them, but some of the teacher appreciation things and stuff like that. Our kids are involved in a lot of stuff through their churches and things too. But they've got a lot going on, but they do a good job of trying to get back into the community. So
Very good. Very important too. So here's a fun question for me. How would your players describe you in one word? Whichever one wants to go first.
We actually sent out to our players just to see what kind of responses, and
Oh,
we had to
really?
weed through
Okay.
some of the
Okay.
through some of the stuff. But one of mine described me as fatherly, because she says that I make them do what they're supposed to do. When they don't, we address it. But I have the best dad jokes around, so we have a good time with it, and so they know that I care about them and that I'll do everything I can to protect them. They don't necessarily agree with all my coaching decisions, but I feel like the parents know that they're in good hands, that we take care of them.
So fatherly. Okay. What about
yeah,
you, Adam?
I told him. I mean, I got a lot of answers back, and they were good. Like, I'd read them off, and they'd sound like really good things, and I'm like, these kids are just sucking up to me right now. Like, I don't really think this. But the one thing I would like for them to say about me, and I think they probably do. I think that they know that I'm passionate about it, that I care about it, that I want to see them get better, that I'm going to compete for them. I'm going to do things for them to try to help better them, and that's inside of baseball and out. And I do think they see that. But again, it was a joke today about it, because we were just talking about like something. Like I said, no bad answers. It was just yeah, what do y'all want? Y'all just don't want to have conditioning or something? I mean, what are we trying to get out of this? But I think passionate would be one I'd like to hear from them. So.
Okay, 2 great words. I like that. All right, last question. What's the most rewarding thing about coaching at Crest High School?
Well, as far as the most rewarding thing about Crest High School is I feel like they care about their sports program. They care, they come out, they support us. As far as the best thing about coaching at a high school is I think it's neat to see them come in as 9th graders, see the troubles they go through, the awards they receive, and the way they build themselves up to go out and be prepared at the next level.
Very good.
Yeah, and I mean, echoing a lot of the same things, but I mean, I think we do both work at a school where, first of all, we have a good athletic department where we care about each other inside of sports. I mean, I work with a lot of them in my department that, we spend a lot of time talking about things, and we have people that we can bounce ideas with. But, a lot of the same stuff, kids come out, or, families come out, they come out to support. I mean, that's a big part of it. You had to have community involvement. We definitely have that at Crest High School. But same thing. At the end of the day, it's about seeing growth of these kids, but not just as, a ball player, but as individuals and in, hopefully future husbands, fathers, those type things. And I think that is one of the most rewarding parts about this job. You don't always see it in the moment, but as you see them go out into their lives, then you get to start seeing some of that. And that's, definitely a rewarding part of this.
Okay. Well said. Well done.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
you
having us.
both being
Yeah,
here.
thank you. Thank you for having us
And
on.
we wish you well as you head into this season.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
We always have
That's
had a
true.
certain courtesy to other people upon their retirement or somebody's passing.
I got something nice to say about our retirement.
Well, we're not.
Good riddance.
Oh, was it
but I
you?
thought-
First, he put giant flagpoles on the White House lawn like it was a Buc-ee's, and then he cemented over the Rose Garden. Then he turned the Oval Office into a place that looks like a New Orleans cat house.
Well, I'm sure President Obama evaluated both candidates and went with the best one, better one.
Yeah, one of
But
them
I
had a D
was-
by her name.
Well, one cannot help but wonder why. Betsy, one possibility would be that the Hurricanes are now afraid to enter the newly named Gulf of America while Trump's in the White House.
As Cleveland County's premier event facility, LeGrand Center is the ideal location for any event. The LeGrand Center is located 45 minutes west of Charlotte, 45 minutes north of Spartanburg, and just a little over an hour east of Asheville. Whether you're a small business looking for a place for an off-site meeting or a bride looking for that special location for her wedding, LeGrand Center is the perfect place for you.
Welcome back to School Matters. For this half of our program, we're going to the other side of the county and we're talking to the coaches from Kings Mountain High School. We have Will Sellers, who is baseball coach, and we have Kevin Cruz, who is the softball coach. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you
Again,
for
this
having
is
us.
a first for you too. It's exciting actually to have the baseball and the softball coaches here, so we appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's start off by having you tell us a little bit about your background and your experience, if you will. Whoever wants to start. Kevin, Will?
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay.
From Kings Mountain, went to Kings Mountain. Been teaching and coaching since I got out of college.
Okay.
On year number 8 right now, and year number 3 as head coach.
Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am.
And you teach at Kings Mountain Intermediate
PE
School?
at the intermediate
Okay,
school.
all right, very good.
And this is my 26th year of coaching, my 20th year at Kings Mountain. I've been the head softball coach for the past 10 years. I coach football all the way up until this is my first year not coaching football. I was named the athletic director at Kings Mountain High School. This is my first year in that role, so
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations, maybe. But that took me out of coaching football. But I've, like I said, I've been at Kings Mountain for 20 years, so I feel like that's always been my home. But I started off at Crest, out of Gardner-Webb University after I got through going to school there. and then went to East Gaston for 4 years and have been at Kings Mountain ever since.
Okay, all right, very good. Talk about your coaching philosophy. Tell us about it. We'll start with you again, Will.
Yeah, mine's pretty simple. I like to keep it short. Mine's process over results. When it comes to games, when it comes to practice, I really believe if we do things the way that we need to do it to our standard and show up consistently day after day, that the scoreboard will take care of itself. And if it doesn't, we go back to work. But also teaching them that in the classroom and in the community as well. That stick to daily processes and good things will happen.
Sounds good. Kevin?
You know, that's a dynamite
Sounded
answer.
pretty good, didn't
That
it?
sounded really nice. You know, I like to keep it simple as well. I mean, you know, I want to create a team where the student athletes know that, well, number one, their coaches care about them, not only as an athlete, but also as a student and as a person. I think one of the things that we have the opportunity to do as a coach is not only working with them on their athletics, but also showing them how to become a better citizen and what it takes to be productive, whether it be being on time, the benefits of hard work and work ethic. So there's so many other things that go into making a person whole, and that's what we like to focus on.
Well said. So let's talk about your upcoming season. Kevin, if you want to start.
Well, I lost one senior last year.
Oh, wow.
So we've got a lot coming back. It's been a battle with Coach Earl over at Crest for as long as I can remember, about as long as I've been coaching the softball team. It's always been a battle, and with their great program, and you know, we've got a lot of folks coming back. I've got a senior pitcher, Maddie Huffman, who's going to Western Carolina University. Senior first baseman Kayla McSwain, who's a dynamite offensive player and defensive player. Anna Wooten played some third base for me last year. We might be making some moves with her. I'm not going to give too much away because of who's sitting over there in the corner.
Tell your secrets.
No, ma'am. We got Desiree Green, also a senior outfielder for us. And I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out, but we've got a great group of girls that are hardworking. We've been working out since the end of November, doing workouts. Not every day, but as much as we can get together. And the main thing is I got a group of girls that work hard on their own. They don't always have to have me or my assistants around. They're going to work hard. And, it really shows in how they play.
Kevin, why don't you start with this next one? How do you build positive team culture?
Well, I want my young ladies especially, and I coached football for all those years, and my wife picks on me because she says, you're not the same way you were with football as you are with softball. But I do. I want the girls to know that they're in a safe place, and they can come talk to me or my assistant coaches. I'm very fortunate. I've got several female assistant coaches. I've got 2 male assistant coaches. That there's somebody the girls can go talk to if they have an issue. I want them to know that they can come to us and talk about anything, whether it be athletics related or something going on in school, anything that could be going on in their lives, because it's a challenging time for athletes. Mental health across the board in athletics is a big piece of it, and we want them to feel safe and able to come talk to us about anything. So I think, to answer your question without such a long answer, we just want them to know that they're cared for.
Good. Will?
Yeah, I mean, same thing here. We at Kings Mountain, we have such a great administrative team, and it starts from the top. We as coaches know that they care about us, and it's easy to relay that to the kids. We had a very young team last year who we had a couple guys that have been starting since their freshman year. So it's the past couple of years has been very hands-on, teaching them the ropes and everything, and now it's kind of a player-led program, and that's what you want as a coach. So hopefully they're able to take that positive culture that we've set, and we just try, me and the assistant coaches just try to let them know they're cared about. You know, it's kind of similar answer to what everybody's given so far is you want to hold everybody accountable, but do it in the way that they're going to get something out of it, not being demeaning and letting them know you care about them.
Okay. Kevin, talk to us about community service your team's involved in.
Well, we do a lot of things that try to, the girls have a lot of things going on. We've got members of National Honor Society, the Beta Club, and you see it across the board. Our young ladies are working concession stands. They're working with different groups in the school, our Interact Club. All the clubs around the school, we try and give them time that they can find time to do that while also, finding ways to get the community involved with our team.
Very good. Will?
We had an opportunity to present itself earlier this fall that the Kings Mountain Optimist Club is starting baseball now. And them, along with the YMCA, have asked kind of our guys to come in, similar to what Coach McFarland was talking about earlier with some camps, some day camps. Just going in there and having our faces be seen around the younger generation.
Okay, great. Will, why don't you start with this one? My favorite question again. One word your players would use to describe you.
I'm sure there's a lot, maybe not so positive sometimes, but the word I would like to be known by is just consistency. We ask our guys to show up and go through that process every single day, and it's hard to ask your team to do that when you got coaches who show up and you don't know if they're mad, you don't know if they're happy, they get too emotional. So I want them to just know that I'm consistent. I'm going to be the same person every single day, whether we win by 10 or lose by 10, because I truly do believe in the process.
Good. Kevin?
I would hope they would say caring, and I think they would. If you ask them outright, they pick at me all the time because I'm very emotional and really into the games and all that, but they always come back to, Coach Cruz, you're just a big teddy bear. And I think it's confusing to them because they've always seen me for so many years on the football sidelines, hollering and screaming and acting crazy, and I hardly ever raise my voice on the softball field, and it's just so they pick on me with the teddy bear stuff, but they know that I can get onto them at times. But
Okay.
What I hope they would say is caring.
Again, two great words, caring and consistent. What's the most rewarding thing, Kevin, about coaching at Kings Mountain High School? You've done it 20 years. You should know what's rewarding.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's just an honor and a privilege to be a part of not only a school but a community. The Kings Mountain Touchdown Club is helped out tremendously. It was started my first year when I came to Kings Mountain was when it first started, and the things that they have done with the help of our community through the Touchdown Club can be seen all over our campus, whether it be our athletic facilities, whether it be the new tennis courts, the gymnasium that's being renovated. It's just all over our campus, the weight room renovations. It's just a pleasure to be a part of a community and a group that supports athletics. Not only athletics, they support everything in Kings Mountain. A lot of times we'll show up at away games and we'll have more support than the home team, which is neat, and that just goes back to the community. I mean, we ask for so much, and they just continue to give and give and give, and it's just such a feeling of family, and really that's why I've been at Kings Mountain for 20 years, just because there's a sense of family, there's a sense of pride. It's truly a special community.
Okay. Will, what's special about being at Kings Mountain High School?
Yeah, I think the school staff and I think the community, everybody knows how important athletics are as a whole, not just baseball, not just softball, but as a whole, and what it can do for these kids. But like I said, being from Kings Mountain, going to Kings Mountain, it's an absolute honor to even be in this position. It's not one that I take lightly and never will. So I get to wake up every morning knowing that I'm in that position, which is an honor in itself. But just seeing these kids, like they said earlier, from 9th grade to 12th grade, seeing how they grow, how we're hopefully doing a good job of preparing them for the real world to become husbands and fathers one day.
All right, very good. Well said. Again, thank you. Great job. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for
All
having
right,
us.
and best of luck with your upcoming seasons.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this edition of School Matters.